What up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Chinnist. Today is April 10th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I have my haul here of 26 with 22 different titles. Throughout my Midtown order and left-hand side, I have read through this stack. Starting off on the DC side, The Batman Who Laughs, issue number 4 of 6. Cover A, I have cover B as well. So I may have noticed that there was a misprint in this one. So this cover artist is actually Care Andrews, and I think it says it somewhere on here. There it is, Care. But they show credit to actually Jenny Friesen. So that's incorrect. You know, I noticed that I guess both DC and Marvel have been doing that kind of recently, you know. So yeah, anyways, besides that, man, storyline for this one, really enjoyed. I love Batman Who Laughs, the character himself. Here you have Bruce Wayne, who has contracted the Joker toxin in his blood. It's starting to take over. One of the first times that he actually ever fights Alfred. So yeah, man, so this is really taking over Bruce Wayne. You know, he's kind of losing it while he's trying to maintain, you know, everything he could do mentally. So this one's pretty cool to where they actually explain the visor, and every now and again you get to see how the Batman Who Laughs, like his vision here, and again the visor made from nth metal, and Batman kind of explains like how he kind of sees a different multiverse. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I guess to the best aspect of this issue here. So yeah, Batman Who Laughs number 4. Picked up just a cover grab for me. I am reading Batman in trade, but yeah. Francisco Mattina, man, love that that cover artist, you know, still, regardless of any type of controversy. The Flash 68. This is part 2 of this Trickster story arc they have going on. Pretty good stuff, man. Really enjoy the storyline here. So they kind of started explaining why everyone was smiling. You know, apparently Trickster has this little happy, you know, portal that I guess mentally forces you to be happy at all times. So yeah, enjoy the storyline, and at the end, man, pretty gruesome. You know, I'm sure it's a trick, but man, the trick that's being played on Flash right now, man, very gruesome, dude. Pretty surprised to see that. You know, pretty good reveal at the very end, man. I'm not gonna give that away, but man, I was pretty surprised. So yep, The Flash number 68. Wonder Twins number 3. So loved Wonder Twins growing up with Super Friends, you know, all the various cartoon shows that came out, you know, regarding the Justice League, and loved it all. So I think I said before, you know, only if you are a Wonder Twins fan, you know, should you pick this up. This is not for the average reader, in my opinion. But yeah, pretty cool stuff, you know. Always enjoy this little storyline here and all the homage to the original cartoon, you know, the source material, so to speak, for this one. So this one had a little bit more on Gleep, who's the monkey, and like back in the cartoon, you know, he used to always have like these fantasies. Here he's dreaming, but he always had like these fantasy, like visions of grandeur, that he could do all these stunts and, you know, do all these physical things, and like he would try it out in reality, and he would be like a complete utter failure, man. So, you know, a lot of comedy came from that in the cartoon. Here, you know, kind of, it seems like it would be the same, but in reality, in this one, he's kind of pretty cool, man. He actually do stuff. He could actually help out. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty good character change. If they're going to change something, I think that was a good change. So, yeah, Wonder Twins number 3. Moving on to Marvel. One of the best storylines out there right now, in my opinion, Avengers No Road Home. Issue number 9, and I think we're coming close to the end. I think this is either a 10 or 12-part series here. So yes, Nyx has 2 of the 3 shards. So she's getting more powerful. You know, once she gets all the shards, she'll have her power of darkness, you know, across the universe one more time. You run into Euphoria, who is planet Earth, like I guess like Maya in a sense. So she actually has one of the shards. So this one issue is, you know, everyone trying to convince Maya, or I'm sorry, what was her name? Euphoria, to give them the shard instead of Nyx. So pretty cool stuff, you know. Really enjoy this this one little issue here. And Hercules has his little moment in the spotlight. Pretty good drama there with Hercules. as well as, you know, our little Conan, who has come back, and a little bit of a twist with Conan here in the future. I guess we'll see what happens to him next issue, but man, he kind of disappeared, you know, so to speak. So yep, Avengers No Road Home number 9. Symbiote Spiderman, issue number 1. Also picked up a few of the variants. So this is cover B. This is Ron Lim. Really liked that one. Thought it was pretty eye-catching. And then, of course, picked up one of the Art Germ covers, man. Beautiful stuff, man. Love Art Germ. So Symbiote Spider-Man. This is right after Secret Wars number, I guess the end of Secret Wars number 10. And this is where Peter Parker, once he comes back, he's unaware that this costume is an alien. You know, he, at this point in time, believes that it's just alien technology. Even though it's reading his mind, I think he's a little bit of denial in regard to what this alien costume actually is. So a lot of it focuses around Mysterio as well, like a little bit of a 80s story here. Man, pretty good take on what happened in the background. These are stories that we never knew or read in the past, and man, love the artwork to go along with this one. I would actually give this artwork like a 4.25. Man, I love this detailed type of artwork for the superhero genre. So yeah, man, really enjoy this one. Symbiote Spider-Man. Dead Man Logan, issue number 6 of 12, and they kind of really rushed through the storyline. You know, there's a lot happening here, you know, a lot quicker pace than what I thought it would be. You know, when I heard it was 12 issues, I thought they were gonna really stretch it out, but man, they're covering a lot of ground here really, really quick. So in this one issue, you actually have the very first meeting of Logan, the original Logan, and Old Man Logan. And I guess I had to think about it, but yeah, man, I guess that never truly ever happened yet. You know, Logan just came back, but I guess there hasn't been any crossover stories with Old Man Logan. I thought there was, man, but if y'all could remember anything else, man, let me know. But I think this is the very first meeting ever. In the storyline, you know, that's what they say, but, you know, just kind of thinking back through memory, a couple recent storylines, I think that is true. So, man, pretty cool stuff. You know, they get into like a little skirmish, have a pretty good heartfelt, you know, discussion. You know, he doesn't give away the future, but, you know, pretty good discussion overall, in my opinion. So yeah, really love this issue. And from here, you're going to kind of jump into the future and kind of like another storyline kind of starts from there. So yeah, Dead Man Logan, issue number 6 of 12. Really love this issue. Probably my second most favorite read this week here. All right, Invaders number 4. Another surprise hit to me. You know, I did not really think I would like issue number 2 on. You know, I picked up a number 1 just to pick up a number 1. But yeah, this one kind of got to me. Everything really focusing around Namor. And, you know, this is really about skeletons in the closet, you know, kind of what they did back in World War II. And he is just not happy with what, you know, things that he did, things that the U.S. government may have told him, you know, didn't really come to fruition. You know, he just did not really live it down very well. So here you find, maybe in the last issue, you found out that there was Charles Xavier was involved somehow, some way. And to everyone's recollection, this is kind of like a little bit of a retcon, because Xavier never really had a past with Namor. So this is pretty cool, man. I thought this was pretty interesting here. And Xavier, man, for those of y'all who read this issue, man, Xavier was really more like Magneto. You know, at the very beginning, I really thought that it was Xavier, you know, trying to get mutants and humans to live together. And it was Magneto who wanted, you know, the mutants to just rise above, maybe, you know, overall crush the humans. But here in this issue, man, there's a few things that kind of happened to where Xavier is really, man, really twisted. Like, he was really taking the Magneto approach up front. So I'm not sure, like, you know, if that was always there, you know, or what was going on there, but I was pretty surprised, man. Pretty surprised to say the least. Anyways, great issue. Love this title so far. If you're a Namor fan, pick it up. If you're a Xavier fan, man, please explain to me, like, what was going on there, if y'all would, man, because I never really knew he was that twisted up front. So, yep, Invaders number 4. Savage Sword of Conan, issue number 4. Love the action here. So extremely quick paced all the way through. You have our heroes with this band of 2 other people that he's with. One of them's been infected with that little, that snake that kind of converts him over into what the leader is, you know, so to speak. So he's becoming more reptilian along the way. Great storyline. Again, very quick paced. I enjoy the artwork, man. I feel the artwork got better as issues went along. It's not as sketchy, in my opinion, but man, really love the artwork now to go along with this one at this point in time. Definitely did not like the #1 art, to tell you the truth. But yep, love the storyline, enjoy the artwork. Really enjoy Conan here as of lately. So yep, Savage Sword of Conan, issue #4. Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage. So you found out in a few issues back, and I forgot what it was. I don't think it was Venom. I think it was one of these Web of Venom storylines here, but you find out that there was like a cult that always, they worshipped Carnage, but you also find out that they are worshippers of Null, who was, of course, introduced by Donny Cates not too long ago in Venom #1. So yeah, pretty cool storyline overall. This is kind of like the aftermath. So this is Doverton, where that last issue where Carnage kind of like took over, you know, most of the, I think the entire city actually, every single human and every single animal that was in the city, Carnage took over. So this was a little bit of aftermath here. You had a little cameo of this guy, what was his name? Jameson's son here, John Jameson. He's also, what is that, Wolfman? Or Man Wolf. So yeah, man, interesting storyline overall, you know, and this one kind of sets up this new Carnage story that's going to be going forward, to where he's going to be going after every single symbiote that ever existed here on Earth. So man, really looking forward to that storyline, and this little cult here, you know, who follows Null. That's pretty cool, man. So never really expected that to happen, but yep, always keeps it interesting. This is Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage. Last one, Marvel, X-23, issue #11. Love Laura Kinney and Honey Badger Man both, man. So love this title overall. This one here, they start going after the, they've had a couple clone issues, you know, so far. So Laura's to a point to where she wants to get rid of everything that is clone related that's out there. So they're going a couple missions here that trying to get information to try to just, you know, cease all cloning of her DNA, you know, in its entirety going forward. This kind of creates a rift between Honey Badger and Laura, and you'll see at the very end, man, they kind of have a falling out, and you know, we'll see where the future takes these two characters, but yeah, a little bit of a falling out I did not expect here. So yep, love the title, X-23, issue #11. Moving on to Image, we have first one up, Fairlady. So this is one, you know, yet again, kind of like last week's, what was it, like something like Grandstand Boogie or something of that nature, to where, you know, looked at the cover, you know, totally passed it up. It was the owner of the LCS kind of, you know, knowing that I like strange, you know, out there type of storylines. He's like, oh, you gotta give this one a shot. So this one kind of explains it here. There used to be a war, you know, magic is involved, or there's some magic users back in the day. So after the war, many years after the war, things have kind of settled down, and there are people who are called fair men. And these people are kind of like investigators who go around and try to solve crime. There's only one female, so she's known as a fair lady. She has this cat who is a partner. I forgot what his name was, but he's kind of like the muscle. You know, she kind of bounces ideas off of him, but he's really just the muscle. And so overall, what you have, she's trying to solve some mysteries here and there, some menial type of minor crimes is what she's being tasked with. So I did enjoy this one overall, you know, enough for me to kind of pick this one up. The panel work in this one, you know, kind of changed throughout the entire issue. I thought the artistic, you know, side of this was very, you know, very creative in my opinion. You know, told the story very well. The dialogue I felt was executed very well in my opinion. So artwork, I would give this one maybe a 4 out of 5, maybe a 3.75 out of 5. The storyline, I would give it maybe a 4 out of 5. So at the very end, I kind of read the creators of this one, and I am not familiar with the Schumer, I think is how you pronounce his name, but not familiar with the artist. But I guess what they tried to explain was this was like a take of Magnum PI, but instead of a male, it's a female, in a Lord of the Rings type of aftermath world. And yep, I guess I get that take, you know, for sure. So yep, good enough for me to pick up issue #2 on, to tell you the truth. Fairlady, give this one a shot. Oblivion Song. Issue number 14. I love this title so far. So this one has had, you know, quite a bit of a storyline so far at this point in time. You know, a lot of character development. Some characters passed away at this point in time. Here they actually introduce, we're back in the world again. The government is making regular visits to the Oblivion side of things in order to get, you know, additional medical research. And I guess they got away from weaponizing anything. And they're actually getting antibodies, I believe. They're discovering new antibodies in this world. Now we actually get introduced to a new type of enemy. I think they're called the Faithless men, is what they're called. I guess they were like a legend that people talked about in Oblivion Song, but they never actually saw them. So this is the first time that we see them. Pretty cool stuff. So the storyline gets, you know, deeper and deeper. Enjoy this one, Oblivion Song number 14. Murder Falcon number 7. Man, I absolutely love this title. You know, as I said before in the past, anyone who is really a heavy metal fan, I highly suggest for y'all to go pick this one up. Man, this is a great title. You know, pick it up in trade, go check it out. So you had our last two heroes, man. They were pretty much slaughtered, you know, at the very end. Barely hanging on, you know, to life at this point in time. And the guitar was broken in half. So things are very, very dark. You find out that there's a whole civilization, and I believe, I think it was like someone's grandfather. I think they're Japanese. I think his last name was Ito, I believe, if I recall that one correctly. Yeah, here he is here. But you actually find out that, man, there are tons of these magical instruments all over the world, kind of scattered everywhere. You just kind of got to know what you're looking for. In addition to finding all the instruments, man, they have like a whole army of people who play these instruments. So this one kind of introduces that civilization and some of the people who are, you know, part of that world. Man, pretty cool stuff. Like this world, like totally expanded here in the past couple of issues here. Man, love it, dude. Love all the fights with the big kaiju, man. Absolutely love this title. Yep, Murder Falcon number 7. Prodigy issue number 5. Mark Millar, man, great writer. Man, I love a majority of the stuff that he puts out there. So our main hero, dude, this is like the smartest guy who ever walked the face of the earth, you know, kind of like a Tony Stark type of character, right? So in his mind, he's always multitasking, and it's pretty cool how they show how his mind kind of works. He has like different personas kind of working on different tasks at this point in time, or at all points in time. Pretty cool stuff, you know, trying to solve like world hunger. They're trying to solve this missile that is coming into, an asteroid that's coming into Earth. But as you find out, man, a little bit later on, this is actually possibly aliens who are coming in from another dimension, or another distant galaxy. I'm sorry about that. And you find out that there was this code that was written like thousands of years ago into this one mathematical equation that he finally was able to break, man. So, man, the storyline twisted, man. This storyline turned to where I never thought it would ever turn to. Very, very cool stuff. I love the action in here. I love how this guy is just super intelligent. He could solve anything. Really enjoy this character, this title, Prodigy. Picked up one from Action Lab. This is a number 1, a Cold Blood Samurai. So this one here, I was kind of on the fence. I was surprised that one of my 2 LCS actually picked this one up. So because they brought it in, you know, Action Lab's a smaller publisher, you know, I just wanted to go ahead and pick it up. The artwork here, I would say, is pretty decent. I would give this one like a 4.25 out of 5. This is a true, you know, samurai type of storyline here. All the characters are some sort of either reptile or amphibian, you know, some sort of like water-based type of animal. And, you know, it's really just a standard samurai story, but retold by these animal type of characters. So, yep, I did enjoy this one overall. You know, I think this one may be better read in trade, in my opinion. I just kind of have all the storyline together. But, yeah, pretty interesting. If you like samurais, check this one out. Cold Blood Samurai. The Empty Man from Boom Studio, issue number 6. So, man, I love Cullen Bunn. Man, great horror type of story writer. This one took all types of turns. You know, again, the storyline just kept on getting deeper and deeper. You know, went places where I did not think it would. Started out with just like a virus that has some sort of like supernatural, you know, connection to it. Kind of like Bird Box, either you kill yourself or you join like a cult and you try to get other people to join or, you know, partake in this virus, you know, party that they're doing, the sadistic party that they're doing. But you actually have real world monsters who kind of tie into this as well. You know, government's involved, cults are involved, man, a lot of various type of parties kind of all conflicting together. Great storyline, you know, it took a while to kind of build it up, but man, great action here. MP Man, issue number 6. Ronin Island number 2. That number 1 really caught me. I really enjoyed that number 1. This is going back to like feudal Japan. You still have Shogun warriors. What you have is a mutant, you know, slash demon type of outbreak here. And this is the first real battle you have against them. And you find out that, you know, traditionally, just like other mutants, if you hit them in the head, they go down. Anything else, they just keep on coming at you. So yep, love the action here. A little bit of a rift that you start getting between the villagers and the samurai warriors that are trying to protect them and Japan. And you have a little bit of rift between the islanders themselves. You know, they've agreed to, you know, support their protectors here. But yeah, man, great stuff. I don't want to give away too much of the storyline, but great action, great drama. Ronin Island issue number 2. Picked up one more from Boom Studio. Actually picked up one and a copy. So this is Faithless by Brian Azzarello. Man, there was tons of nudity that was here in this one issue, so I'm not going to be able to flip through too much over this one here, but man, really enjoy this one here. So this woman here, this girl, you know, single, she's kind of, she dabbles in witchcraft, you know. She hasn't really produced any real magic, I believe, to her knowledge, but she's always studying witchcraft type of books, memorizing spells, learning how to draw like different, you know, Pentecostal like diagrams, things of that nature. She runs into this other girl and they start talking about magic. She's just like a random girl she runs into, and things kind of start unfolding, and I believe this other girl does do real magic, but you may find out that she may have done magic all along. So anyways, there's a lot of sexual, you know, a lot of graphic sexual stuff that kind of goes on here, you know, so if you're looking for that, man, that's definitely like hits it right there. But overall, it's like a supernatural type of storyline here. I really did enjoy the artwork. Thought the artwork went great, you know, with a storyline, maybe like a 4.5 out of 5, you know, with the storyline. So yes, I will definitely pick up issue number 2 on. Really enjoy this one, guys. Faithless, issue number 1. If you could find it, you know, and the all the sex doesn't really, you know, if you don't have issue with that, I thought this was a great storyline, man. Picked up one from Scout Comics, The Source. This is issue number 3. Love the storyline here, man. This is a small publisher. A lot of LCSs are not even picking this one up, so this one's pretty hot, you know, because it is a good storyline. What you have here is not only a retelling of King Arthur. This guy, our main character, is actually King Arthur, who's been reincarnated. He has all of his memories that are slowly coming back to him. A couple of these characters are unfolding, you know, you don't really know if they're good or bad, but this is kind of a traditional King Arthur fast forward in the future, kind of like a reborn, a reboot, but you know, things in the past actually happened here. So man, I love this one issue, and this issue kind of gets more into the magic of how the magic works here, you know, where it comes from the source, and there's it's kind of like the Force, to where you have a light side and a dark side, and if you start using the dark side, it actually uses up life energy, either yours or someone else's. So yep, pretty cool mythos that they kind of started building here in this one world, the Source. But yep, really enjoy this one. The Source, issue number 3. Picked up a few from Valiant Livewire number 5. I love the Harbinger world that Valiant has built up here, and I really wish they would start another like Harbinger Renegade or another volume of Harbinger, because that Harbinger Wars number 2, man, it was okay, but the very end was like, you know, a little bit lackluster, which kind of like went into the storyline here, because Livewire was pretty instrumental in that Harbinger Wars 2. But yep, storyline is good, but I really want to see all the other Harbingers, to tell you the truth, man. I want to see it beyond Livewire, but good nonetheless. So yep, Livewire issue number 5. Picked up just one more from Valiant. The Life and Death of Toyo Harada. Man, so I love this character. This character is basically like Magneto from the X-Men world. And again, man, I love the Harbinger world, you know, just because I grew up with the X-Men. I love the mutants. And the Harbingers are kind of like another take of mutants in a sense. So, yep, really love it. So I've always enjoyed Harada. And this is you know, what he, as he grew up, this is what he faced. And, you know, things that he faced in the past is why who he is, you know, today. Just like everyone else, but they never really showed you too much. They would show you glimpses of his origin, but man, this one like really lays it out. So yep, love this character, so therefore love this title. Guys, that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.